Samiji wo Bible wa me to me tiasida wo ne me ko ma fo na ne kro ne wo eradi Missing one crying in me, now would do me say it. Send me dream or Bible one, me to me, Tiafia, oh, me come out for Nane, crony, Eradi, crony, Eradi, enti adawa, asi, yadawa, asi, yada. Mano to me can Samiji wo Bible wa hey me to me tiasida be ni wa oh ati se wo na ne crony wo eradi eswe Mano to me can Samiji wo Bible wa me to me tiasida be you ayada me tonto moja be bo wudinda chiramasai when him ni wachi obi biara ni ho me bo wudinda dadanyina
Precious people of God, welcome to Family Time with Pastor Gabriel Aseno. I believe you are doing well wherever you are. Just invite a brother, invite a sister, invite someone to invite someone. Let them know that it is time for us to talk family. I can see my father, Mr. Double, up here online. Justice Amponsa. I can also see Eric Kweku. Nana Sewa, my blessings. When you come online, please share the link. Invite someone to invite someone. Today, the discussion, or what we are going to look at, is a very interesting topic. What causes conflicts or tensions in relationships or in marriages? My sister Yesuba Ama Adepa, my blessings. So my Felicity Aseno, so my blessings. So please share the link, invite a brother, invite a sister. Who knows, it might be a blessing to somebody. It might be a blessing to a brother, it might be a blessing to a sister. Share the link. Invite a friend, invite a sister, invite a brother. Have you shared the link? Is that brother online? Do you have anyone, a young couple that is going through issues in their marriages? Maybe this will be a blessing to them. Kadechi Sofo Patrick Osebon, so much blessings. Yvonne Mensa, my blessings. So when you come online, comment on the page. Just type, Pastor, I am with you. Or, Pastor, I am here. So that I can identify you. Let me remind you that we are also live on Modern Ghana. It is Gapco Radio. On Facebook, it's Minister Gabriel Aseno. We are also live on YouTube and Periscope. Twitter is Pastor Gabriel Aseno. Are you having some issues in your relationship? Is there some kind of tension in the relationship? What causes some of these tensions in relationships? Isa Yvonne, my blessings.
See what you've done for me. See how you set me free.
What makes you feel like quitting? My brother George, officer, my blessings, bro. What makes you feel like sometimes you made a mistake in choosing that partner? Charlene Morris, minister, my blessings. Vida Boama, my blessings.
Nobody can do me like you do, God. Nobody can touch me like you touch.
I believe this evening will be an interesting one. So, Father, I pray in the name of Jesus Christ that, Lord, use me to be a blessing to somebody watching me right now.
Nobody can do me like you do me, God.
Let your name be forever glorified. Hide me behind the cross.
God.
And Lord, let your people encounter you and you alone. In Jesus' mighty name. Somebody type an amen.
You are my healer,
my brother,
my keeper,
Apostle Striker Michael Davis, my blessings.
defender. You are the living God. Oh.
Again, let me welcome you to the program.
You are my helper, you are my restorer, my keeper.
I believe you are doing very well.
Hey.
Some time ago, I started a discussion. I started talking about this very topic, and after making some inquiries, after talking to certain brethren, I realized that it would be very good if maybe we made it a program so that we can look at issues that people go through in their relationships and in their marriages. A lot of young people, a lot of people want to enter into marriage, and they are asking questions. They started very well, but it looks as if what they thought was love is turning something else. A lot of people are also married, all right, but what they expected to see in the marriage, it looks as if they are not seeing that. And I believe that it is something that a lot of people have questions about. In the first place, let me start by saying this, that marriage was ordained by God himself. Marriage was not an afterthought. Listen, marriage was not an afterthought. It was something that God planned and God instituted. When you look at Genesis, you know, that's, as we all know, Genesis chapter number 2, and you read verse number 18. Genesis chapter 2 verse number 18. The Bible says that, and God said, it is not good that man should be alone. And God said. So sometimes I've heard people say that it was man that went to God and said that, God, you created everything two. Why is that you've made me alone? Sorry, let me say this. Listen. It is not scriptural. It is not biblical. There's nowhere in the Bible that it's stated that man went to God and asked for a partner. Rather, it was God himself that saw that it was not good that man is alone. So in the plans of God, God created somebody to be with man. And when you continue, you say that I will make him a helper. I will make him a helper. So God created the woman to come and be the man's helper. Listen, it is not good for anybody to be alone. Each one of us need helpers. We need companions. We need helpers. We need companions. If you are alone, there are certain things that you cannot do and do it well. There are certain things you cannot do and do it with speed. In the plans of God, He created the woman to come in and be of help to the man. So anybody out there who thinks that, oh, I can make it alone, I don't need anyone, listen, you are heading towards the rocks. You are heading towards the rocks. So be it in marriage or be it in ordinary life, we need each other. Listen, you need a friend. You need a friend. You need a brother. You need a sister. You need a work colleague. You need a business partner. Nobody is an island on this earth. Nobody is an island on this earth. So God, in His own wisdom, saw that it was not good that man should be alone. So He made a helper comparable to him. That's how the Bible puts it. They say that a helper comparable to it. So it means that the woman can be compared to the man. The woman can be compared to the man. A helper comparable to him. So God brought in the woman. Then after some time, something happened. When you continue, verse from chapter 3, Bible said, now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field, which the Lord God had made. And he said to the woman, Has God indeed said you should not eat of any tree of the garden? Now, when you read from chapter 3, you saw that the enemy came in and started to talk to the woman. And he was able to convince the woman to go contrary to God's word. Then something happened. Then something happened. Then from verse number 7, Bible says that when the devil came into the scene and was able to convince Adam and Eve, or to convince Eve to eat the fruit, Eve also was able to convince Adam, and he also ate the fruit. I'm building something. He also ate the fruit. Then God came to the scene. That's from verse 8. And they heard the sound of the Lord walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And Adam and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord among the trees. John, let's move on to verse number. Let's move on. Let's continue reading from verse 9. And the Lord called to Adam and said to him, Where are you? Where are you? So he said, I heard your voice in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked and hid myself. And he said, Who told you you were naked? Have you eaten of the tree which I commanded that you should not eat? Then verse 12, I want to just take note of this very particular verse. Verse 12. Then the man said, The woman whom you gave to be with me gave me the tree and I ate. That was when the problem started. When God asked Adam, What have you done? Adam shifted blame. Then God asked the woman also shifted blame. So that there came some kind of misunderstanding or tension between the two of them, between the man and the woman. Love, listen. Whether you like it or not, as two living beings that wants to walk together, there will come a time that you will not agree on something. There will come a time that you have to answer to a question. And that is where conflict sometimes comes in. There will come a time that your spouse will ask you a question. There will come a time your friend will ask you a question. There will come a time your business partner will ask you a question. Oftentimes, that is when the conflict starts. When you are working with somebody and no question comes up, you can work with that person and you be at peace. But the very day the person asks a question about what you have done, that is when the conflict will start. But you cannot be with somebody and the person will not ask you any question. So today we want to start to look at some of the things that can bring conflict between two people that want to work together, be it in preparation for marriage or when they've entered into marriage. What are some of the things that can bring conflict between these two people? I believe you are with me. I believe you are with me. The Bible says something in Amos chapter 3. Amos chapter 3, verse number 3. Amos 3, verse number 3. It says this: can two walk together unless they have agreed? Can two walk together unless they have agreed? If there's disagreement between two people, they can't work together. That's what the Bible is saying. Two people can only work together when there is an agreement. But there comes a time that two people are working or two people are in a place and they are not in agreement. So you see that one is heading towards the east, the other one is also heading towards the west. People can marry, they agree to get married, and after that, because of a disagreement, they are living in the same house, but everybody is looking somewhere. Now, it's so common that a lot of young people, they marry after 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, they want to divorce. They want to divorce. What caused these? Or what causes these? How come that two people that were so much in love with each other, then after a very short time, they are at loggerheads? What caused some of these things? I remember about a month ago, when it was about 3 weeks ago, when I wanted to start this discussion. The first thing I said, if you remember, but for the sake of those that were not able to watch that broadcast, I want to start afresh. The first thing that I believe causes conflicts or tension in relationships is finance. Finance. You see, it is said that life is money is life. Someone also say that money is blood. Oftentimes, when you see two people who were so much together and now they are at each other's throat, when you ask, the likelihood of a financial issue coming in is very high. It's very high. So my miss is saying that when trust is broken, I'll get to that point too. When someone marries, and let's say the man is not working, or let's say the woman is not working, initially when they are starting the relationship, they look so comfortable. Oh, the man will say, oh, I don't have a problem. The woman will say, I don't have a problem. But after some time, when the bills start coming in, and the man looks at his income and compares it to the bill that is coming in, if care is not taken, some kind of tension will come into the home. Oftentimes, when the demands of one party become so high, and the man or the woman don't have the financial capacity to handle the demands, the likelihood of a conflict or tension coming into the marriage is very high, or the relationship is very high. It doesn't mean that they don't love each other. It doesn't mean that they don't trust each other. But because maybe the man is making certain demands, or the woman is making certain demands, and the man does not have the capacity, does not have the financial capacity to meet those demands, you see that the woman begins to put up some attitude. If God does not come in, that it can lead to a divorce. It can lead to a breakup. Or they started the relationship so well, they've entered into marriage. Then the man loses his job, and the woman begins to take care of the home. If care is not taken, the likelihood of some kind of tension coming into the house is very high. Doesn't mean that the woman doesn't trust the man. No, he trusts the man, but because her financial ability or his financial ability is not able to meet up with the man's or the woman's demands, the man will not be happy in the relationship, or the woman will not be happy in the relationship. Finance. That is why sometimes some people will tell you that if you are not financially sound, think very well before you enter a relationship or you enter into marriage. I've seen couples that the man that didn't have much. They got married. The woman took care of the man. They loved each other. But oftentimes, or you get close to these people, they love each other all right. The woman trusts the man. But because, you see, whether you like it or not, that person that you are married, he's not an angel, she's not an angel. Everybody has a limit. Everybody has a limit. So initially the person will say that, I'm not so much bothered. But listen, there will come a day the person will tell you something that will bring a conflict, that will bring tension. When the person sees that the bill that is coming in is high, the person can even tell you what will happen, what would have happened if maybe I was not also working. If care is not taken, that statement alone can bring some strong tension, some serious tension in the home. It's not the person that it doesn't mean that the person doesn't love you, but the person has reached a limit. The person has reached a limit. So the question is, if such a thing happens, how do I handle it? If finance is bringing tension in the home, how do I handle it? I love the man. The man is not working now. We are married. And my finance, the demands that you see, you marry the person when there are no children in the relationship. Sometimes it's not that much of a difficulty, but when it comes to rent, when it comes to bills, when it comes to transportation, all those things, listen, it will come to a time the person will ask a question. So, Pastor, when that happens, what should I do? Listen, if you are the man that is not working and your wife begins to maybe start behaving in a way that you see that the woman is tired, the woman is like she can't take it anymore, be wise. Be wise. Be wise. And start looking at avenues that you can help to support the woman. It's rather unfortunate that you come to certain homes, and I'll get to that point too. Today, I don't want to rush anything. This program will go on till I can't go anymore. You enter certain homes, the man is not working, and the woman goes to work, comes home, the place is dirty, or the place is not kept. Instead of the man supporting the woman at home, the man is home watching TV, or he has gone to be with friends and they are playing draft. My brother, listen, you are pushing the woman to the wall. You are pushing the woman to the wall. My sister, listen. If now you are not working and the man is working, the man is the one that is handling all the bills. Support by taking care of the home. Let the man know that you appreciate what he's been doing. Let the woman know that you appreciate what she's been doing. If the person knows that you appreciate what he's been doing, the person will not complain. The person will not complain. And to my sisters and my brothers out there who are about to enter into marriage, please listen. If you are about to enter into marriage, don't put all the burden on your partner. Don't put all the burden on your partner. The reason why a lot of young men are running away from marriage is because of some of these things. Support your spouse. Support your partner. I tell people, listen, I tell a lot of people, God did not call the man to be your ATM. He said that you must come in and be a helpmate. So maybe you are not bringing in the finances, but you can help keep the home. Are you getting me? You are not bringing in the finances, but help keep the home. How will you feel if you go to work, you come home and your wife is not around? You ask, they say that he's going to see a friend, and you are hungry. How will you feel as a wife if you come home and the little food that you prepared, the man has ate it, he's not working, he has ate it and he has gone out, and he left the place and everything, and he has gone. Listen, the likelihood of you telling the man that I went to work, I went to toil, and I came home thinking that I'll have your support, and I don't get your support, the likelihood of you speaking against the man is high. Beloved, listen. Finance is very important. The Bible says this thing: money answereth all things. Yes, the man loves you, the woman loves you, but if you don't handle financial issues very carefully, it can break the marriage. There are some people, they don't know how to handle money. Maybe you are like me. I'm not a financial person. But if you are a woman and all that you are thinking about is clothing, fashion, meanwhile you don't have a place that you can call your own, listen, there will come a day you will cry. And there will come a day you will cry. I recently watched a clip. Somebody sent me a clip, and it was this two lovebirds. Let me put it that way. They were going out. They were not married yet. And the woman called the man. The man looked so moody. The man could not speak the way he used to speak. The woman asked the man, "Is everything okay?" Like every other man, they will tell you everything is okay, but deep within themselves, they know that things are not okay. So the woman kept pressing, "Is everything okay?" Then the man opened up and said that things are not that well. The woman asked why. He said that financially things are not that well. And the woman said, why didn't you tell me that things are not well? My sister, let me tell you this. Men have that pride of taking care of their home. Every well-thinking man have that pride of taking care of their home. My brother Patrick, Pechi Enimi is asking, what's the theme or title? Patrick, we are looking at what causes conflicts or tensions in relationships or in marriages. That's what we are looking at. What causes conflicts or tensions in marriages? As I said, every man, every well-thinking man have that pride, okay, to take care of their home, to give money, to take care of their family. It is only a mother that does not think straight that will always want a woman to take care of him. So listen, when a man doesn't have money on him, the least thing can make him angry. The men on the platform, am I speaking the truth? When a man doesn't have money on him, the least thing can make him angry. And when they don't have, a man doesn't have money on him, he can be moody. But when a man has money on him, you will easily see it. You will easily see it. So the woman kept pushing, and the man opened up and said, I don't have money on me. And the woman sent the man mobile money. There, the man lighted up. The man started smiling. Said, the man asked the woman, where did you get the money from? Said, oh, the little that you've been sending me, I've been keeping some. When the woman said that, I said, this is a wise woman. This is a wise woman. My lady, listen. Don't only be thinking of bags, shoes, and the rest. If you know that your man is the type that cannot keep money, help him keep money. Help him save money. A man will always respect you. Listen, a man will always respect you when in trial times you can support the home. A man will always respect you when in trial times you can support the home. But when in trial times you are all throwing your hands in the air in despair, tension will surely come up. Tension, conflict will surely come up. Let me go to the next point. I don't know. Listen, if you have any questions on what I just talked about, you can send it via WhatsApp. Okay, you can send it via WhatsApp +233 50 777 5717. You can see it on the screen now. +233 50 777 5717. If you have any questions on what we are discussing, you can just send your questions or comments, and we'll take it from there. Let me just deal a little bit on the finance before I move to the next point, and I bring the topic, the broadcast for today to a close. When you don't manage your debt very well, it can bring conflict in your marriage or in your relationship. Let me share a personal story with you. I remember when we got married, the first year, first 3 months there. Before the marriage, I took money from a friend, and when we got married, I wasn't having money to pay back immediately, and the brother started calling because he also needed his money. Whenever the brother calls, I didn't want my wife to know that I have taken money from brother A. So whenever the guy calls, picking the call became an issue. So whenever the call comes, whenever the guy calls, so that my mood changes. my mood changes. Listen, if you have any debt, some of these things that I'm talking to you about, I'm not talking to you because maybe I've written, I went to read somewhere and I am sharing. No, I'm telling you some of these things via experience, through experience. Listen, if you have any debt, let your spouse know. Let your partner know. Let me even tell you this. Don't borrow before telling your spouse, or don't borrow before telling your partner. It's very, very good if you can discuss it with your partner before you borrow. And I will even advise, limit borrowing to the barest, to the lowest minimum, if you can. Because listen, the lender or the borrower will always be a slave to the borrower, to the lender. When you borrow money from someone, you always be a slave to that person. And when you borrow and your partner does not know about the money that you went to borrow, it can bring serious conflict in your relationship. It can bring serious conflict in your relationship. So before you even decide to borrow, ask yourself, how will this money that I am borrowing add to my life? 2, ask yourself, if I don't borrow, will I die? Another question, my blessing, bro. Because if care is not taken because of your borrowing, it can ruin your relationship. There are some women, they anything they see, they want some. So they will buy clothes on credit, they will buy shoes on credit, they will buy hair on credit, they will buy a lot on credit. Then when it is time for them to pay, it becomes a problem. When you are going out with a guy, and the guy sees that you have a lot of debt, the likelihood of that guy stepping back is very high. So my dear, if you can live without borrowing, please do. And if you know that you cannot pay for what you are going to borrow, if you know that you cannot pay back the money, please don't. You see, the initial years of every relationship, of every marriage, let me put that way, you see, there's a difference between being in a relationship and being in marriage. Being in a relationship oftentimes is so nice. It's so beautiful. But when you marry someone, you are going to live with that person for the rest of your life. So if there are issues that you are not able to handle quickly, you are not going to be happy for the rest of your life. You're not going to be happy for the rest of your life. Let me just move on to another thing that can bring tension in relationships. Another thing that can bring tension in relationships and in marriages. Children. children. Beloved, listen. Children are a blessing, as the Bible even puts it. Children are a blessing from the Lord. But if they are not well handled, they can even break marriage. Children are a blessing, but if they are not well handled, they can destroy your marriage. A lot of people were happy when they did not have children. But when they had their first child, that is when their tension started. That's when their conflict started. A lot of people started a relationship very well, entered into marriage, but the desire for a child destroyed the joy of their marriage. Apostle Men's Madam combined blessings. The desire for a child spoils the joy in their marriage. Beloved, listen. I tell people this always. I married for 5 years before I had my first child. And if there is anything that brought a lot of tension in our marriage, it was the desire for a child. Sometimes it doesn't come from the couple. Sometimes it comes from friends. It comes from family. Or when are we having our grandson? When are we having our nephew? Beloved, listen. You can have a child. You can have a child in your marriage. And that child alone can make you wish that you never married. Can make you wish that you never married. You might never married. As I said, children are a blessing from the Lord. It's not the doing of man. So I want on this platform. Thank you so much, Dora. On this platform, I want to be as practical as possible. Beloved, listen. It is not the number of times that you have sex that will mean you have a child. I'm telling you this truth. When your mind is not at peace and at ease, it can affect your reproductive system. A lot of people are not having children. It's not because they cannot the man cannot produce the needed sperm, or the woman cannot give the needed eggs, but it's because of the tension in them. The desire that that strong desire that I have to do everything to have a child. Listen, relax. Relax. Sometimes it's not because of anything. It's because of that tension between the two of you. Oh, I read a book and said that if we use this position, I read a book. They said if we take this drug, I read a book and they said I was listening to the radio and I heard someone say that if we come to him, I was watching. My dear, listen. If you don't relax, you move from one hospital to another. You will take all the drugs. you will never have that child. And what you are doing is going to bring tension in your marriage, and it can destroy your marriage. Because now, if your husband is coming close to you, the man is not happy. Because, you see, sex is meant to be enjoyed, not meant to be endured. Sex is meant to be enjoyed, not to be endured. God did not create sex for couples only for reproduction. He also created it for enjoyment. So if your husband or your wife is coming to you and the only thing that you want to do is that, I want him to impregnate me, I want my wife to get pregnant. Listen, because the woman is not enjoying it, she cannot produce the needed eggs. Because the man is not enjoying it, the sperms are dead on arrival. Enjoy yourselves. Let your coming together always be fun. When you do, it will surprise you what you will see. Sometimes it's not binding and losing of any demons. Listen, it's not binding of and losing of anything. Calm down. Calm down. As I said, listen, sex is not meant to be endured. It is meant to be enjoyed. And always have this in mind. Listen, always have this in mind. You can give birth to 100 children. They will all go and leave you one day. It will be left with you and your wife, you and your husband. How many of you are still staying with your parents? When you got married, you left the home. And now it's left with your mom and your dad. In the same way, the children that you are so much. It is good. We are praying that everybody will have this. We are praying that everybody will have a child. But if you've not had it yet, doesn't mean that kill your marriage. Doesn't mean that kill your marriage. 2, on this same children thing. On this same children thing. When you have children in marriage and you don't handle them well, these same children that are supposed to be a blessing can destroy the marriage when you have them in the marriage. What am I trying to say? Oh, I named him after my mom. I named her after my mom. I named him after my dad. I named him after my uncle. Listen, you named him after your uncle, but he's not your uncle. So you go to certain homes and the man say, because I named that child after my uncle, don't talk to him that way. Listen, he is also your wife's child. He's also your wife's child. He's not your wife's father-in-law. That child is your wife's child. Oh, that child, you named her after my mom, so please don't talk to her that way. Listen, that child is your husband's daughter. Yes, it is true that it took a very long time for you to get a child, but it doesn't mean that pamper that child at the expense of your marriage. If you don't handle the children well, the children can knock the two of you, your hairs together. The child will come to you And mommy, I want chocolate. Mommy says no. The child goes to daddy because daddy doesn't know what mommy has said. Daddy gives the child chocolate, and the woman gets offended. One thing that I always do is that when my son or my daughter comes to me and say that, Daddy, I want this, I'll first ask, have you asked mommy? Because I know that if care is not taken, the child might have gone to mommy to ask for that thing, and mommy says no, and he knows that, oh, when I come and ask daddy will give it to me. So they will knock the two of your heads together. The child does something wrong, daddy corrects the child goes to mommy, and mommy gets offended. Why did you correct the child that way? Listen, even if the man did not correct the child the way you want, be careful you do not exhibit your resentment before that child. The child will play the two of you. He will play the two of you. Don't compete for the love of your children. Don't compete for the love of your children. Listen, whether you like it or not, most guys, most boys will love their mothers. And most girls will love their fathers. Why? Why? The simple reason is this. Fathers have a strong affection for their daughters. Mothers have a strong affection for their sons. I repeat this. Fathers have a strong affection for their daughters. Mothers have a strong affection for their sons. So the son will always want to be, you see, the men always see their sons as boys that might do things as boys would do them. So when a boy does something that the father is not seeing the way he wants to see, the father will come at the boy, trying to correct the boy so that the boy will be like the man or the boy that the father wants the boy to be. A mother will also wants to see her daughter be the woman or the girl that every girl should be. So if the woman is not seeing that with her daughter, she will come against the daughter. She will try to do things to correct the daughter, and the daughter will not like it. The son will also not like it because the father is not. The son sees that the father is too harsh. So the son will tend to love the mother more. The daughter will tend to love the father more because the father is like the father understands me and the mother understands the boy. Don't get disturbed if your son loves the mom. Don't get disturbed if your daughter loves the dad. That is how it is. What you must do is that the two of you must know that you complement each other in bringing up that child. You complement each other in bringing up that child. Every boy needs a father figure in his life, but also needs the mother's pampering. Every boy needs the father's strictness and direction, but also needs the mother's pampering. Every girl needs the mother's direction, but also needs the father's pampering. So know that you complement each other to bring up these children. So don't compete to get their attention. When your daughter does something wrong and your wife corrects her, don't go and stand behind your daughter. When your son does something wrong and your wife corrects him, don't go and stand behind your son. If you don't take care, they will knock your heads together. They will marry, they will go and live with their wives, they go and live with their husbands, but you will be in trouble because you are going to live with your wife forever. So know how to complement each other in bringing up the children. Know how to complement each other in bringing up the children. Let me end with this, and I will continue with that thing, the point I'm going to raise next week. This program will come your way every Monday from 6 p.m. It will come your way every Monday from 6 p.m. Trust. What brings conflicts in a lot of relationships and in marriages is when trust is broken. When trust is broken. It was when I got married that I understood some of the things that our grandmothers or our grandparents and our mothers used to tell us. I remember when I was in secondary school and even in JHS, my grandmom used to say this, Kwesi, do well to study. Do well to study. If you do, the women will come. Kwesi, you know who's there. So you know who's there, a man abeba. That time I was this woman, she doesn't know what she's saying. Cadet commando for Pukuwari School. Handsome boy. The women are there. And you are saying that I should. You don't know what you are saying. You don't know life. But it was when I got married that I truly understood this woman, what she was saying. Listen, when your wife knows that you used to be a player and you get married, that fear will still be there. When you sleep with a woman or a man before you get married, even though you slept with a person and you got married to that same person, yes, you are married to each other, but that fear will still be there. The man will always be thinking, the woman will always be thinking, if I leave him alone? If I leave her alone, can she stay? He says that he's going to Accra. Who is he going with? Who is he going to see? Where is he going to stay? When you get married and your wife gets to know that you've cheated on him, on her, or your husband gets to know that you cheated on him, when that trust is broken, there will always be tension in your home. So when he sees that you've gotten a text message or you are on phone, she wants to see who you are chatting with. He wants to see who you are chatting with. That's why when you leave your phone there, he wants to see, he would like to pick the phone and go through your messages. When trust is broken, it brings a lot of tension. So you are on your phone, you are texting someone, you see her walking behind you, and she will try to see who you are chatting with. Beloved, listen. Do everything you can to let your spouse trust you. I've told you this. That some of these things, I'm not saying it because I've read a book. I'm telling you because I've gone through. I'm telling you because I've gone through. When trust is broken, you will not have peace in your marriage, in your relationship. No. When trust is broken. Because always the woman or your husband or your wife is seeing you tutu, as they say it. So he comes into your car and he sees, let's say, even a chocolate wrapper or a bottle in your car. Now we when why na nama we why na no me. Meanwhile, you bought the thing and you drank it yourself, but she's asking because she thinks that you are not alone. She thinks that you are not alone. Oh, now why the free we? Now, you see, beloved, listen. Everything that God say we shouldn't do is not for His good, but it's for our own good. Everything that God says we shouldn't do is not for our good, but it's not for His good, but it's for our own good. Because when you commit adultery, yeah, it doesn't take anything from God, but rather it brings mistrust in your relationship. It brings mistrust in your marriage. And it can destroy that marriage. It can destroy that relationship. And let me also say this. Listen, if you know you cannot trust somebody, if you know you cannot trust somebody, don't allow the person to put a ring on your finger. If you know you cannot trust somebody, don't allow the person to put a ring on your finger. And don't put a ring on that person's finger too. Because you are only courting trouble. You are only courting trouble. Yes, we say forgive and forget. But there are certain things it's very, very difficult for your spouse to forget. When he sees traces, when she sees traces of that thing that you did years back, and she sees that she sees traces in your life, she'll remember. She will remember. And that will bring the tension in the relationship again. I want to say, deɛ woyɛ nti no ɔyɛ bɛnfoɔ no so na yam hyehyɛ wo ukuru bɛnfoɔ so na yam hyehyɛ wo or let your relationship be in accordance with God's word and have your peace than follow what friends are saying and not have peace in your home. I believe this evening's broadcast has been a blessing to somebody. Please share the link. Invite somebody. Tell them that every Monday we come online. Pastor Sesu comes your way with family time. We are going to talk about practical things that will make our homes, that will make our relationships better, not bitter. Listen, Marriage is meant to be enjoyed, not to be endured. Relationships, friendships, or relationships that will lead to marriage, business partnerships are meant to be enjoyed, not to be endured. If you have been blessed, if you have any questions, you can send it to me via WhatsApp. The number is +233 50 777 5717. Again, the number is +233 50 777 5717. The Lord bless you and keep you. May He cause His face to shine upon you. May He be gracious unto you and grant you His peace. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.